Morning Date. You're joining us for another edition of Morning Date, and with us in the studio is someone who may be a familiar face and voice to many because he's been on many TV and radio shows. Let's meet Denmark's unofficial civilian ambassador, Emil Lausen.
Thank you
Good
so
morning.
very much.
Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay, so my name is Emil Bredal Lausen, and I've been in Korea for almost 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, a long time.
Yeah, and I just noticed that your last name is a bit different to what I have on my script. And you have
Right.
two surnames, is that right?
Right, so it's a bit difficult for Koreans to pronounce Bredal and Lausen, so I usually just do Emil Lausen.
I see, I see. 그래서 그런지 명함에 나와 있는 성함과 그다음에 평상시에 쓰시는 성함이 조금 달라서
Right.
제가 아까 미리 좀 여쭤봤어요. 그랬더니
Right.
좀 편하게 부르시라고 더 심플한 라우센으로 가신다라고 설명해 주셨습니다. 에밀 씨 너무 반갑습니다. Now you do so many things. You run a market entry consulting company. You're a broadcast personality. You're an author, a charity organizer. The list is huge. How do you normally introduce yourself to people?
So I think I'm a cultural ambassador. So I would describe myself as a man who brings cultures together.
Oh, I like
The
that.
Nordic cultures with the Korean culture.
And in fact, you are the head of the Nordic Club in Seoul as well.
Right, we have a club that has been here for almost 50 years in Korea.
Wow.
And then I lead it, and we are around 100 members, talking about having parties, meeting new people, meeting friends, and then supporting good causes here in Korea.
Right. And are all the members from Denmark and Finland and Sweden?
No, actually, a lot of Koreans that have lived in the Nordic countries, they come back really wanting to be with Nordic people.
I see.
And then they call us, and they come for parties, and we drink a cup of coffee together and talk about life.
아하, 그래요. 노딕 클럽이라고 하는 북유럽 협회의 지금 회장을 역임하고 계시는 에밀 라우슨 씨입니다. 이제 북유럽에 관심만 있어도 멤버가 될 수 있다 이렇게 설명을
That's correct.
네, 해주셨어요. Well, let's start right from the beginning. What brought you here?
So when I was 18 years old, I had a very severe sickness. I was sick with cancer.
Oh, dear.
And then I wanted to get to I just wanted to see the world. And I came to work with YMCA for a year. And then I absolutely loved Korea. I came from a very boring small city. Coming to Seoul, it was so exciting, and I just wanted to be here where it
Right.
happens, you know.
And your great-grandfather, I think it was, had some sort of connection with Korea?
So my grandfather in the late 60s, he used to take care of Koreans being sent to Denmark to learn about gardening. So like gardens, pot plants. And he would take care of them. And then I actually met up with some of them. And they still remember my grandmother's name.
Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
That's so cool, right? So my connection started in late 60s.
Did your grandparents tell you about
No,
their
they
Korean
didn't.
experiences? No.
No, I just
Okay.
found it very randomly in a guest book.
Oh.
And then I found some like Il one, and I think it was O one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What is this, grandmother?" And then the whole thing came out.
와우, 그렇군요. 본인은 이제 18살 때 암 판정을 받고 그때 좀 많이 아파서 이제 너무 힘들게 살기보다는 좀 세계 여행도 다니고 조금 더 편하게 지내보자 하는 마음으로 YMCA를 통해서 한국을 방문을 했었는데 한국과 완전히 사랑에 빠져서 여기서 살고 싶다라는
맞습니다.
마음이 생기셨다고요. 그런데 알고 보니 예전에 이제 할아버님께서도 덴마크에서 거주하고 있는 한국인들과 일을 한 경험이 있으셔서 어찌 보면 참 오래전부터 이거 한국과의 인연이 있으셨네요.
Right. So last year, actually, we did something called 이웃집 찰스, and then we filmed that, and then we actually got to interview one of the old ladies who had stayed at my grandparents'
Really?
house at that time.
Wow, that was amazing.
And then she was like, "Oh, I remember Ida. My grandmother's name
Yeah,
is Ida,
yeah.
and my grandfather's name." Yes.
Ah, wow. Well, there was a period when you were doing a lot of TV and radio shows, and much of it was about, of course, your home country of Denmark. And would you like a glass of water?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, just a couple of years back, you were the go-to guy to also talk about something called hygge, right?
Hygge,
Yes.
yes.
So tell us about that.
So hygge is basically about being present in the moment. So right at this moment, I'm here. I turn off my phone. I forget about yesterday and today. I'm just here, present. I can be with other people. I can be alone.
Right.
But that is basically hygge.
This is a Danish word, right?
It's a very Danish word, but it actually stems from a Norwegian word called koselig.
Okay.
But then the Koreans, they sort of really enjoy the word hygge. While as a Dane, I also, maybe statistically, I mention the word hygge maybe 100 times a day. So like everything is about hygge.
Because when I first heard this term a couple of years ago, I thought it was a Korean word. like the 휴게소의 휴게인 줄 알았어요. 저는.
Right.
죄송합니다. 근데 알고 보니 덴마크에서 쓰는 표현인데
Right.
지금 현재를 즐기라라는 어떤 컨셉이더라고요.
Right.
그래서 사랑하는 사람과 어떻게 하면은 더 즐겁게 싸우지 않고 그냥 평화롭게 지낼 수 있는지를 설명하는 개념이기도 하고 꼭 커플이 아니어도 적용할 수 있는 그런 인생 철학관 같은 거더라고요. 정말 네, 또 그 휴게의 ambassador로서
Right. So
큰
I
역할을
want to
하고
just
계셔.
clarify something because
Yeah.
a lot of people speak about hygge at a very like executive level, while hygge is actually very basic. It's very comfortable
Yeah.
and nice, and it's not expensive. I don't know if you know that we have a lot of very expensive furniture in Denmark.
Yeah.
So like design furniture, but it doesn't have to be about $10,000 design furniture. So it can just be with the person you love, like you just mentioned.
Yeah. So what would be an example of a hygge lifestyle here in Korea?
So like yesterday, my wife and my daughter and I, she's 2 years old, we just sat and we played with the Lego, and that's hygge.
That's it.
That's hygge.
And then do you express joy in that moment?
I mean, we laugh, we talk together, we just have a good time.
그 휴게의 의미와 아주 동떨어져 있지는 않네요. 뭐 우연의 일치이기는 합니다만 이렇게 집에서 소소한 것에서 즐거움을 느끼고
Correct.
hygge, I feel like you have a deeply ingrained sense of that.
Right.
And you like to spread that feeling of well-being and also contentment to others. I heard you have a very important job coming up in just December.
Right. So we have a big Christmas party coming up with the Nordic Club where we spread that
Hygge.
Christmas kind of feeling. Actually, the most important day in Denmark is December 24th.
Oh,
And even
Christmas
Norway and
Eve.
Sweden too, Christmas Eve. A lot of Nordic people, we miss it a lot. So
what do you do normally?
I mean, we gather, we have a Christmas tree, we dance around the Christmas tree, we sing carols, and we hold hands and hug and hand out Christmas presents. A lot of people like me, we miss it a lot.
Yeah.
So I always call home and I feel very like sad because I miss my parents. But this Christmas party is a time to be together and just have a good time. I invited a speaker from a very large Swedish company, and he is going to speak about innovation. And then we gather all the money and we give it to a good cause here in
Wow.
Korea.
Yeah.
And then we just hang out together and try to be in the moment. It is a little bit hard to feel hygge with 150 people. Yes, but we try to with like personal connections through those connections to spread that feeling of happiness.
And are you going to be dressing up?
Oh, so I am. I actually usually like to dress up as a Santa Claus.
So
Yes,
nice.
so I enjoy my Santa costume a lot.
Yeah.
Years ago, I bought the costume and I just tend to always wear it whenever it's possible.
아, 그렇군요. 일종의 봉사활동으로 산타클로스 분장을 또 광화문에서 하신다고 하고요. 그 다음에 12월 달에는 이렇게 노딕 클럽에서 특히 12월 24일을 기해서 특별한 행사가 치러진다고
Right.
설명을 해주셨습니다.
But also, just to add that usually what I do throughout Christmas is I go out and I ring the bell.
Yeah.
So actually, I have this bell, and then I stand in front of this there's this group in Korea that collects money throughout Christmas and for good causes.
Yeah.
And then I ring the bell and I sing carols for people when they pass by. And I have this favorite spot in front of 세정의 문화회관. And then I've been there for 7 years,
Wow.
which means that it's quite a long time. And I'm the only foreigner in this big group. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the name.
Please.
구세군?
Yes, the Salvation Army.
Okay, the Salvation Army. I didn't know if... but anyway, but the Salvation Army, I'm actually the only foreigner in the whole company that does this volunteering throughout Christmas. And because I've done it for so long, last year I got a prize.
Did you?
For
Congratulations.
the city, the local like city hall, the city hall, they gave me this prize. So like a government prize for doing it for so long. Which is pretty, it was a big honor.
Yeah.
Because I always think like I'm a foreigner, I live here. I don't just want to get stuff. I also want to live a life where I give a lot to people.
And is that a part of the Hugo spirit as well? Giving?
It's more like a part of the way I was raised.
Okay.
From a very early age, my father would take me to the local Red Cross building because at that time the war in Bosnia and Sarajevo was there. And many refugees would come to Denmark.
Yeah.
And from that time on, I learned the importance of volunteering.
아주 어렸을 때부터 난민 돕기 활동이라든지 이런 봉사활동을 참 많이 해왔기 때문에 봉사활동을 한국에서 하는 것은 뭐 하나도 이상한 게 아니다. 이런
Right.
얘기를 해주셨고, 그 다음에 그 휴거 얘기, 휴게라고 해야 될까요? 발음이 쉽진 않은데.
Hygge.
스펠링은 Hyggee 이렇게
Right.
쓰죠.
So it is
Hygge.
pronounced hygge.
휴거.
Oh, yes, correct.
네. 이런 그 정신을 전파하기 위해서 많은 사람들과 이 시기를 또 이제 즐기기를 원한다.
That's great. So, but also it's more about just being present.
Okay.
Not much. It's not such as. It's not more like a be happy, like a self-help.
It's be
kind
present.
Of, but it's about being present, and also it's okay to be sad. So like hygge is not always about being happy
really
all the
interesting.
time.
Okay.
But it also allows you to be sad, and that's also okay.
아, 그렇군요. 휴게의 가장 근본적인 그 컨셉은 지금 현재 이 시점을 충분히 만끽하는 거라고 합니다. 그래서 꼭 웃어야 되는 것도 아니고 꼭 행복해야 되는 것도 아니고 슬퍼도 휴가의 정신에 따르면은 지금 이 슬픔조차도 하라.
Correct. Can I give you a few basic examples of what hygge is
Please
about?
do, yeah.
It is, for example, I'm with my family, I turn off my phone, and I don't answer the phone. So last night I was eating my dinner,
Yeah.
and suddenly somebody called me during the dinner. We didn't pick up the phone
I see.
because it's about being present. Right? I want to show that to my daughter, that she's more important than what I'm going to do tomorrow. Another example would be, I love taking pictures of my family, my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
We put up those pictures on the walls. So when I open the door, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm stressed out. Those pictures makes me happy. So interior is very important. And that is why for Danish people, you always hear about the Nordic design,
Yeah.
Danish design. You hear about these things because it's so important for us to have a house that kind of shows who I am. My personality can be seen.
Right.
Even though I'm on Chonse or Wolse, I still want to have a nice house.
아, 그렇군요. 그 집안의 인테리어도 어떤 휴게 정신에 따라서 나를 반영하고 나의 현재 모습을 반영하는 것이 중요하다. 그리고 식사를 할 때라든지 사랑하는 사람과 함께 있을 때는 반드시 전화기를 꺼놓고 이 순간에 나는 당신이 소중하기 때문에 당신과 함께 합니다라는 걸 알리는 게 또 굉장히 중요하다고
You
하시네요.
could be a Dane.
그런가요?
Welcome to my country.
아, 네. 사실 전화기 대부분의 사람들은 항상 켜놓고
Right.
언제든지 전화 오면 확인하고 그러는데 이
It's very difficult, actually.
휴가의 스피릿에 따르면은 그렇게 하면 안 되네요.
Because it's a choice, right? I have to
Yeah.
choose to be that happy and to be present in that moment.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's why hygge is actually pretty deep
It is very philosophical.
and very similar to Chong. Am I pronouncing it
Yes,
correctly?
perfect.
Chong.
Oh.
So I'm also a big fan of Chong.
Okay.
Yes, and in Unpyeonggu, where I'm from, there's a lot of Chong. Wherever I walk, I see it everywhere.
그래요. 우리가 정을 외국인한테 설명하기가 쉽지 않듯이 덴마크의 그 휴게를 우리말로 설명하기도 쉽지는 않지만 어느 정도 이제 개념은 이해가 좀 된 것
Right,
같습니다. 노래 듣고 올게요. Let's take a song break. When we come back, we'll talk more about your life. This is Christopher Nissen, who's actually a Danish singer with Heartbeat. You're listening to Morning Date, where we're joined by civilian ambassador and man of many talents from Denmark, Emil Lausen. 자선을 베풀며 몇 년 동안의 봉사활동으로 서울시에서 상도 받으셨다는 얘기 음악 듣기 전에 해주셨는데요. There's another charity that you're quite passionate about, I understand. Could you tell us about Kumfa?
Ah, yes. So Kumfa is a group. So it's a group in Korea that fights for the rights of single mothers. So they protect them. They help them out. They talk their rights in this society.
Yeah.
And I'm very passionate about gathering money and resources for Kumfa. And that is why for the Christmas party on December 14,
Yeah.
all the money that we get at that time will be given to Kumfa.
아, 그렇군요. 한국 미혼모 가족협회인 쿵파에게 이번에 이제 12월 달 행사에서 모은 자금을 전부 다 기부하실 거라고 얘기를 해주셨는데요. Why is this particular association so close to your heart?
I mean, I feel like everything that is about protecting the people that no one that has a small voice in the society, I feel very passionate about.
Yeah.
So I ran a homeless work for 5 years at Yeongdeompo.
Oh.
And I work with I work with a lot of different places, and I feel I just want to change something. I want to do something where I'm at right now. And like I clean the streets in Unpyeonggu,
Yeah.
where I'm from, and it's just because I live here. Why am I living here and only working? Why can't I do something for this country that I love so much? I want that heart to come alive in my daily life.
와, 굉장히 감동적인 얘기네요. 사실 이제 외국인으로서 한국에서 일만 해서는 내 인생의 어떤 뭐 풍족함을 느끼지 못한다라고 하시면서 나도 여기에 한국에서 변화를 일으키고 싶다. 아니면은 또 뭔가 영향을 미치고 싶다. 이런 마음을 가지고 뭐 청소도 하시고 뭐 자선도 베푸시고 하시는데 이거는 외국인뿐만 아니라 자국민들에게 어찌 보면 더 많이 우리가 가져야 될 그런 태도가 아닌가 싶습니다. 내가 그냥 맨날 일만 하는 사람이 아니라 뭔가 이 사회에, 이 공동체에 좀 영향을 끼치는 그런 사람이 돼야겠다는 그런 좀
But
감동적인
it's very difficult actually.
그렇죠. 쉽진
Because
않죠.
I
당연히.
want to just work and earn money.
Yeah.
But when I do something for other people, I feel my broader vision of my life here in Korea comes alive.
Yeah. And how does your work with Kumfa relate to your work with the Nordic Club?
So the Nordic Club is an expat. It was originally started as an expat club. But as we have become a club for Koreans and Nordic people together, there's a long history for expat clubs working with Kumfa.
Ah, I see.
And I through my work with the German club as well, I got to know about Kumfa and I thought, wow, this is an amazing job that they do. It inspires me and I want to do something where not many are doing something. So
그 이전에도 이제 한국 미혼모 가족협회를 도운 많은 이런 뭐 재외동포 모임이라든지 아니면은 이제 외국에서 오신 분들의 외국인 모임들이 있었는데 그 일환으로 노딕 클럽도 함께 하게 됐다. 이렇게
right.
설명을.
So for example, the third week of November, I also went to down in Songnam to do a speech about Denmark to a lot of homeless children. Yes.
Wow. Well, you also wrote a book, 상상 속의 덴마크, which came out in 2017. Tell us about that.
So I did with my wife. We did 인간극장, and then after 인간극장 and some other shows, 세바시, the owner of the company, the publisher, he contacted me. He said, "Hey, why don't we do a book about Denmark? Because there's not a lot of books about Denmark."
Yeah.
We wrote it in 6 months.
Wow.
Together with a writer. My wife and I worked so hard, and it came out, and it's been just so amazing to see how people have been reading it and really enjoying 상상 속의 덴마크.
그래요. 덴마크에 가실 시간은 만약에 좀 안 되는데 더 알고 싶다 하시는 분들은 상상 속의 덴마크를 보시면 되겠습니다. 그 세바시 강연 저도 굉장히 재밌게 봤거든요.
Oh, yeah, I thank you very much. I
네.
was very nervous
Were
that time,
you?
but I feel very happy because it became a very popular segment ours that year.
Yeah, and I thought you were just so sweet and romantic. And then I learnt about the whole hygge thing and how it all stemmed from there.
Thank you
was,
very
very
much. I was
moving.
so nervous at that time.
I hope you're not nervous today.
Oh, I'm very nervous.
Right. Let's take another song break. And when we come back, we'll talk more with Emil Lausen. This is Laura Fiji, Dream a Little Dream. And we're back. Our morning date today is with Emil Lausen from Denmark. He's spoken about his country on too many shows and stages to count. And today we get a one-on-one with him about Denmark. 실은 이제 연말 성수기 때 여행을 생각하면은 보통 좀 따뜻한 곳으로 떠날 생각을 많이 하시죠. 세계적인 온라인 여행사 엑스피디아의 예약 트렌드를 분석하면은 겨울 분위기를 제대로 만끽하려고 추운 여행지로도 많이 떠난다고 합니다. 지난주 그린란드에 이어서 이번에는 덴마크로 한번 가상의 여행을 떠나볼까요? So for first-time Korean travelers going to Denmark, I'm going to ask you to give us some tips. First of all, what do you think they would notice as a stark difference to Korea the first time they get to Denmark?
So I feel like the city Copenhagen, Copenhagen, as we pronounce it, is extremely beautiful. The architecture, the history, the romance when you walk around the city is just something at another level, and I just love walking around the city. I'm actually from the opposite side, near the second largest city called Aarhus, but actually 30 minutes away from that city is a city called Ry.
Okay.
And I'm from Ry, and we have 5,000 people in my city. So when foreigners, they come to Aarhus or my area, they love the nature. The nature is so beautiful. They just walk around the nature, look at the birds, singing in the sky.
Wow.
And the trees, I feel like the peace and just kind of like refinding yourself and also the history, I would say. So architecture, nature, and the history are three things that I really love about Denmark.
네, 아마 처음으로 덴마크를 가게 되면은 느끼는 게 이제 건축물의 외형적인 차이점, 그 다음에는 자연 친화적인 어떤 경치라든지, 특히 이제 도심에서 좀 벗어나서 뭐 오스라든지 아니면은 지금 뭐 고향 코 얘기를 하셨는데 sorry about that. 르에 가게 되면은 거기에서는 이제 특히 뭐 나무들이라든지 이런 자연적인 모습에 좀 매료될 것이다 이렇게 자부를 하고 계시고요. 그 다음에 마지막으로는 덴마크의 역사에 대해서 조금 더 알고 가면 더욱더 감동이 클 것이라고 설명을 해주셨습니다.
And also, if I may add that if you are interested in companies and innovation, I also feel like Denmark is such a great and interesting country because of some of the big companies that I won't mention, but there are some very big companies in Denmark that actually are of great interest if you study culture, the company culture and innovation.
Right. Well, here we normally get about a week's holiday. And so what would be some of the places you'd recommend people to go within that, 1 week time frame?
I would take 3 days in Copenhagen.
Okay.
3 days in Copenhagen, then I would take the train to Odense, and I would spend maybe 2 days in Odense, one day maybe in Odense, to see the house of H.C. Andersen, the famous writer H.C. Andersen.
Yeah.
And then I would take the train to Aarhus and spend some, now I need to calculate the days. So we are 5 days. So we have 2 days left. I would go to Aarhus, and then I would spend a few days there. I would go, and then I would go back, maybe fly back. So like
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, Odense, and then Aarhus. And if you are more interested in nature, I would go directly to Jylland and then spend some more time around the historic cities like Ribe, Viborg, Maya, Skagen.
추천해 주실 곳이 굉장히 많네요. 지금
Sure, it's
일주일이라는 시간 제약이 뭐 있어도 일단은 뭐 코펜하겐 공항 때문에라도 제일 먼저 가겠죠.
Right.
그러고 나서는 뭐 오운스라든지 오후스인가요?
And Maya.
마야 네, 이런
Yeah, Ribe
곳을
as well. Beautiful places.
네, 추천해 주셨습니다. What about the food there? What are some of the foods that you'd recommend?
So Denmark is a bit expensive.
Okay.
So I would actually suggest you go to the supermarkets, then you buy some rye bread and you buy things to cook. And then instead of getting a hotel, you get an Airbnb. And then you stay at the Airbnb and there you can cook and do like lunch packs and stuff like that throughout the day. So you don't need to go out to the restaurants.
아,
It is a very
외식비가
expensive country.
많이 드는군요.
Right.
식당에서 드시려고 하신다면은 이제 돈이 좀 들 수 있기 때문에 차라리 그 뭐 그러니까 민가 같은 데 가셔가지고 숙박을 하시면서 요리도 할 수 있는 곳으로 숙박을 고르시고 그다음에는 근처 마트 같은 데서 빵을 사서 직접 요리도 해보고 이것저것 이제 현지의 재료를 가지고 요리를 해보시라는 걸 권장하시는군요.
So I miss actually living here in Korea. I miss good bread.
Yeah.
So Denmark has really good bread, like rye
course.
bread, organic bread that with no like unhealthy things
Right.
added. So that's what I miss the most here. And so coming to Denmark, you really can discover bread.
Right, Danish bread and Danish cookies maybe as well.
Not so much Danish cookies,
Really?
more
Oh,
like the
really?
healthy bread.
Oh, okay.
I'm being healthy.
I see. 데니쉬 저는 쿠키를 생각했는데 그것보다는 조금 더 몸에 좋은 빵을 드실 것을
Right.
권하 주시고 계십니다. And can you teach us a couple of useful phrases that you might, use in Danish?
So if you meet a Danish person, you can say good day. Good day.
Good day.
Good day. It means hello.
that? Okay, that sounds
Good
like the
day.
Australian good day.
Good day. So instead of saying good day, you say good day.
Good day.
So and that is very nice. Or you can also just say hi,
Okay.
which is more like the casual hello. And then you can say har du det godt?
Har du det godt?
잘 지냈어요?
아하.
Har du det godt?
Good day. Har du det godt?
Or you can say good day. Har du det godt? And then you can say thank you is tak.
착.
Tak.
Okay.
And then you can say here you go. It's værsgo.
Vasco 여기 있습니다.
Right.
아하. 제일 중요한 거는 제 생각에 이제 데니쉬 그 덴마크어를 쓰지 않는 사람의 입장에서 발음을 너무 좋게 하는 것은 오히려 방해 요인이 될 수 있다라는 좀 팁을 드릴게요. 외국인의 입장입니다. 왜냐하면 그러면 대화가 굉장히 길어집니다. 그래서 이제 good day 그리고 하두 대것
Oh yeah.
그다음에 착.
Tak. So actually Danes are really good in English.
Okay.
So actually you can speak English most of the time. But if you just go and say tak or you say a few words in Danish, they will be very, very happy.
Yes. So one more time. Thank you is
Tak.
That's the one I think everyone should know.
착.
그거 하나만이라도 기억하시면 좋을 것 같아요. 감사합니다를 뜻하는 아주 간결한 덴마크어 착 이렇게 하시면 되겠습니다. 이거 너무 좋네요. Okay, and also, what about some etiquette or customs that you might want to introduce or things you shouldn't do in Denmark that you do in Korea? Is there anything like that?
So I think we are very free and very open-minded. So come to Denmark, just be yourself, be warm. Like don't just be warm and be yourself. And then Danes are very open and very nice to be around.
Have you never come across a situation where there was like a cultural difference between Denmark and Korea and where something was misunderstood, for example?
But as a tourist, it's very difficult to find.
I see.
But I think if you live there, there are many. But
Okay.
as a tourist, we would just be very happy to see a tourist. And also, it can be a little bit difficult at first to interact with Danes.
Okay.
Because at first sight, we are a little bit reserved. And
That's kind of similar to Koreans then.
Yeah, but
isn't
a
it?
little bit like the Nordic reservedness.
Yeah.
But then as you get to know us, we're very nice and warm and very polite. I would say the most important thing is to be polite.
I see.
Be polite. You don't need
Say
to be...
착 a lot.
Tak and just smile.
Is there
and
please in Danish?
Tak, yeah, you can get by with tak in many situations.
Okay, all right.
But just be nice. I think that really opens a lot of doors.
너무 쉽네요. 덴마크에서 잘 여행을 하시려면은 친절하게만 하면 된다. 이렇게 설명을 해주셨습니다. 처음에는 사실 북유럽 뭐라 그럴까요? 북유럽만의 좀 냉정함 그런 게 좀 느껴질 수도 있지만
Right.
사람들 처음 대면했을 때는 그렇지만 알고 보면 다들 친절하고 착하고 그렇기 때문에 같이 그런 친절을 베풀고 예의를 지키고 이것만 하면은 된다고 하네요.
That's what I think.
I love that. Well, let's talk about your experiences here in Korea as well. I mean, you've been here for 15 years.
Right.
Was there maybe a funny story, an episode that you'd like to share with us?
So many. I feel like funny episodes are like a daily thing.
How did you get to meet your wife?
So we met at school, actually. So my wife was the most popular girl at the whole school.
Wow.
All the boys, they loved her.
Wow.
So I would be her friend. I would secretly like her, and while she knew it all the time. But I tried to like be really cool. I didn't want to be one of those guys like, oh, I love you. And then she's like, oh, but I just feel like you're my friend. I didn't want to be one of those guys. So I secretly just hung out with her for a long time. But then I was in Denmark, and then I got an email from her saying like, how are you? And then from that point on, our relationship developed like a beautiful
That was
flower.
it. An email.
I mean, it took 2 years, but like to develop. But we didn't, we didn't want to jump into something too quick. Her mother and father never were against us being together, so they were very open and nice. Of course, there were some cultural differences and clashes at times, but Yumin, my wife Yumin, and her parents are just so awesome and wonderful. And funny fact is, Yumin's sister is married to an American guy.
Okay, wow.
And I introduced her to the American guy.
So
So
a
I-
global family.
Yeah, and I brought a lot of globalness into the family.
Wow. Do you think your hygge attitude helped you to sort of integrate your lifestyle into the Korean family that you are now a part of as well?
It did definitely. Like I feel like I'm also, because of me being sick for so long with cancer, but also having lived so far away from my home for all these years, I feel like I'm learning to be really happy right now.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be happy right now. I don't really see 15 years as a long time, actually.
Okay.
I think I'm successful. I have a good life here in Korea. Korea is my second home. So why not live here?
Yeah.
I could live all around the world. I'm a global citizen.
Yeah. And
Yes.
you actually spend about 3 months of the year back in Denmark.
Right. So we go to Denmark once a year in the summer because I'm not very good in hot weather.
I see.
So like I don't really enjoy hot weather a lot. So we go to Denmark enjoying the cool breeze and the nature in Ry. Yeah.
와, 1년에 3개월은 꼭 이렇게 덴마크에 가서 사신다고 하시는데요. 이 더운 날씨를 피하기 위한 것도 있겠지만 또 이 국제 시민으로서 이 나라 저 나라에서 이제
Right.
고루고루 살고 계신 게 아닌가
And my
싶습니다.
daughter has 2 passports.
Oh, does she?
She has the
Nice.
Danish-Korean passport,
yeah,
so we
fantastic.
want her to also learn about the culture and so on.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, or as they say in Denmark, tak
Tak.
for your time this morning.
Tak.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, I learnt a lot.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and it was just wonderful time.
Thank you. Well, today's morning date was with Emil Lausen. He is what you might call a cultural ambassador from Denmark. I thoroughly enjoyed learning about these whole perspectives on life. And I'm going to try and take it easy today with the whole hygge spirit going on. We, of course, will play you a song, and I'll be right back. Here's Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World.